Greetings fellow gamers, and welcome to a new video showcasing 12 upcoming indie Souls-like games you probably haven't heard of, expected to release sometime in 2026 or later. Without further ado, let's dive into it.
Long ago, you were made for this night, to save the age of man.
Reclaim the fallen city of Gildenarch in Crimson Moon, a game that fuses the Souls-like and roguelite genres. You are a Nephilim, a half-human, half-angel hybrid created to protect humanity against the demonic hordes threatening it with complete eradication. Your brutal mission will take you across numerous hellscapes filled with vampires, demons, undead creatures, and all manner of hellgrowth abominations through which you'll have to rip and tear either alone or in the company of a friend, since the campaign can be played in cooperative fashion, which is awesome. The game's roguelite nature comes in the form of a run-based system that will have you embarking on missions from your headquarters at the church, where you will also be able to procure permanent upgrades from NPCs, which function as the title's persistent progression system. It is also referenced that the world will remember your battles and reshape itself according to your performance, though what that means exactly remains to be seen. Crimson Moon is expected to come out sometime in 2026 and has been confirmed for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S. Prepare to descend into the depths of a sprawling, grim dungeon in Spark in the Dark, an isometric Souls-like title with a dash of Diablo for good measure. Take on the role of a brave explorer who decides to delve down an ancient complex of ruins in search of the secrets lying in its bowels. That's easier said than done, since this place is now home to throngs of monstrous creatures, and they all want you dead. Spark in the Dark allows you to choose between 5 different classes, each one boasting its own unique skills when it comes to disposing of your foes. Combat is slow and deliberate, necessitating keen observation and good timing in order for you to avoid meeting an untimely end, so make sure to keep your equipment in top condition, especially by repairing it when necessary. There is also a leveling system involved, through which you can upgrade your skills and unlock new buffs. It should be mentioned that the game does feature a degree of procedural generation when it comes to its enemies, loot, and some environmental elements in a way similar to the Diablo series, so keep that in mind. Spark in the Dark has a demo currently available, so feel free to dive in. Spark in the Dark is expected to come out in early access on the 7th of April 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Transpiring in a Norse-inspired world still reeling from the catastrophic effects of Ragnarok, ASHGARD Infinity Mask follows Embla, an android with a human consciousness whom awakens in a scrapyard with no recollections prior to the apocalypse. Determined to figure out her origin, Embla embarks on a treacherous journey across the fallen realm in search of answers about both herself as well as what led to the world's demise in the first place. Thankfully, she is quite the capable fighter, with her repertoire comprised of both melee and ranged attacks, and the game's crafting system allowing for a solid arsenal of weapons and armor to forge. Combat is further complemented by a variety of gadgets and special abilities that are primarily meant for the game's exciting platforming segments, but can also be used against enemies to gain an advantage. Character progress is primarily carried out via the acquisition of Nidra, the game's main currency, which is not only used to upgrade your equipment and purchase supporting items, but also to expand your skill tree, with each improvement having different effects on your stats, thus giving way to a lot of gameplay customization. If the game interests you, go ahead and give its demo a go. ASHGARD Infinity Mask is expected to come out in early access on the 27th of March 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Did you ever wonder what would happen if the brutal difficulty of a Souls-like game was combined with the merciless challenge of a survival game? Well, someone did, and through the darkness came ENDALOR. Set in an immersive medieval dark fantasy world, the game will have you fighting tooth and nail to survive not only against the relentless creatures plaguing the setting, but also against the need for food and shelter, since you will be required to scavenge for resources in order to build camps that will allow you to regain your strength, craft equipment, as well as cook meals in preparation for your next excursion. Combat is deliberate and tactical, with blocking and dodging being paramount for success, especially against the game's unforgiving bosses. To that end, the exploration will work in your favor since the world is packed to the brim with secrets that will help you on your journey, including powerful artifacts, spells, and weapons, all of which will make battle more manageable. Of special note is the fact that the game can be played cooperatively with up to 4 players, start to finish, which makes it a day one purchase for me. ENDALOR is expected to come out in early access sometime during the first quarter of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Outward 2 is probably the most well-known game on this list on account of being the sequel to Outward, which came out back in 2019. Carrying on the philosophy of the first game, the sequel focuses on a grounded survival Souls-like experience meant to emulate the struggles faced by a common person that decides to go on an adventure across a monster-infested world. Here, survival is earned through careful consideration of your needs according to each given situation, from which weapon and armor to use, all the way to the food and drinks you consume, as well as the type of tent you sleep in, with every choice dictated depending on weather conditions, biome hazards, and enemy types. Combat is strategic and unforgiving. You are no hero, just a regular person whose wits will make the difference between victory and defeat. Studying your enemies in advance in order to determine their weaknesses will have to become second nature, just like the use of every single item at your disposal, including poisons, traps, spells, and specialized gear. Just like with the first game, Outward 2 can be played cooperatively with a friend, either online or split screen, which is always a plus. Outward 2 is expected to come out sometime during the third quarter of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC, with strong rumors for console releases currently unverified. If you've ever wanted to play a Souls-like game as Guts from Berserk, Crimson Oath has you covered. The world of Garetvo has become an arena of death as several different groups are vying for dominance over it. From wealthy corrupt families to religious sects, all the way to emissaries of the gods themselves, everyone wants to reign supreme for their own reasons, and you find yourself right in the middle of their conflict. The game largely relies on a system of parries, dodges, and counters, borrowing elements from games like Sekiro and Bloodborne in order to create a combat system that feels both hefty and stylish, especially with the inclusion of some really cool finishers. The game also promises a variety of different items, skills, and martial arts whose correct combination will allow you to destroy the game's bosses, as long as you're willing to experiment a bit. Add to that a total of 6 massive biomes to explore and more than 80 enemy types to square off against, and Crimson Oath seems like it's going to be a fun time as long as it manages to fix some issues present in its demo, which is available for you to try the game out. Also, Berserk for the win. Crimson Oath is expected to come out on the 1st of May 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Get ready to explore the shifting reality of dreams in Memoirium. As the dreamer, you'll find yourself traversing increasingly chaotic and unstable dreamscapes and liminal spaces while you try to fight your way out of this subconscious realm. From rusty villages, floating towns, and forgotten libraries, all the way to a 21st century classroom and a castle made of wax, the game's setting promises the surrealism expected by the unreasonable structure the human mind conjures up during sleep, including its unpredictable dangers. Your equipment will be of paramount importance, since each piece not only alters your abilities but also how enemies will behave against you, further adding to the world's chaotic logic. Items are also extremely helpful, since consumables don't actually get consumed when used but can be refilled at certain points, and gathering more items of the same type further strengthens them, so do not be afraid to experiment. Of special note is an element of coziness thrown into the mix in the form of a small liminal room that you will be able to decorate according to your tastes, which will also function as a place for quiet reflection in between your excursions across the game's interconnected world. Memoirium is expected to come out sometime during the fourth quarter of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Unsound Love is a Soulslike without combat. Yup, you heard me. Inspired by Outer Wilds and Little Nightmares, the game tells the story of an individual trapped in a horror-filled time loop who must explore a treacherous world in order to escape it. Unsound Love was initially conceived as a traditional Souls-like experience, punishing combat, dodge rolls, traps, brutal bosses, and the like, but the developer decided to forgo all that in order to explore other aspects of the genre, mainly related to meaningful exploration, including a lot of puzzle solving. The game features zero hand-holding, with you expected to figure out everything gradually by yourself. It's also completely non-linear, allowing you to approach your investigation of the setting on your own terms. I have to say, Unsound Love looks weird and horrifying in all the right ways, so I'm definitely keeping it in my sights. It also has a demo available, so no time like the present. Unsound Love is expected to come out sometime in 2027 and has been confirmed for PC. Moonlight Shadows thrusts you into a cursed world full of formidable foes, whom you'll have to take down by mastering the game's deep combat system. Aside from the regular dodge rolls, blocks, and deflections the genre is known for, Moonlight Shadows tries to go the extra mile by incorporating an immersive skill system which it divides into character skills, such as ranged attacks and spells, weapon skills, which are relevant to the type of weapon you're brandishing, as well as legendary skills, which refer to boss attacks that you can acquire and then use against your foes. There's also a summoning mechanic available that allows you to bring forth allies whom will fight alongside you, including bosses that you have defeated. Of special note is the title's diverse customization system, with an ungodly amount of equipment pieces available for you to find and utilize. Moonlight Shadows is expected to come out sometime during the last quarter of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Since From Software refuses to give us a sequel or remake of Bloodborne, it's up to the fans to pick up the slack, and that's where Blood of the Lead Moon comes into play. Explore a massive, war-torn gothic realm as Delphia, a girl on the hunt for a mysterious item which could make the difference between her world surviving and being destroyed. Blood of the Lead Moon places equal emphasis on both melee and ranged combat, with your skirmishes here being of the hectic nature as you dodge, dash, and shoot at your foes before quickly closing in for some one-on-one action. Do keep in mind that there's no lock-on function here, so aim carefully. The game absolutely wears its inspirations on its sleeve, but to be honest, I'm fine with that if it means getting a Bloodborne-like experience, as long as we don't venture into plagiarism territory. Blood of the Lead Moon has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Daemon, the Wolf, the Witch, and the Labyrinth is a Souls-like title with Metroidvania elements. You awaken in a strange spirit realm while bound to the body of a wolf, with no recollection of how you got there. Desperate for answers, you go on the hunt across a shifting world, gradually reclaiming your memories in the process. The game's combat is built around your ability to instantly shapeshift between your wolf and werewolf forms, with your four-legged self being more agile and your lycanthropic version being slower but capable of immense destructive force. Both forms are upgradable via the use of Wisdom, the game's currency, which you acquire by defeating enemies in order to unlock new battle techniques as well as reclaim fragments of your past. Special mention goes to the title's bosses, whose defeat awards you with new abilities that allow you to venture deeper into the setting. This is another game with a demo available, just in case you're interested in giving it a shot. Daemon, the Wolf, the Witch, and the Labyrinth is expected to come out sometime during the first quarter of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Before we get to the last game, I want to give an honorable mention to Lunarium, a beautiful title that I'm not entirely sure is a Souls-like, though it certainly does seem to feature Souls-like elements. Transpiring in a novel universe comprised of bubbles which contain whole worlds, Lunarium places you in the dual role of Ave, a light-armored knight, and Lune, a starfarer, as they go on a quest to keep a bubble realm from bursting. Both characters fight side by side and are capable of performing seamless, coordinated attacks, a system that you will have to master given the challenging bosses prowling the setting. Your battle repertoire can be expanded by using a currency called Threads of Hope, which allows you to learn new spells and skills, effectively giving way to unique combat strategies. Lunarium is expected to come out sometime in May of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC. Getting back to our Souls-like list and our final game, Dithered is what you get if you combine American McGee's Alice with Dark Souls, and given that I'm a huge fan of both, it's safe to say that I'm super excited for this one. Follow a young girl named Penelope who's trying to escape a twisted toy box limbo manifested by her own trauma. The game's world is not only darkly surreal in a wonderful way, courtesy of the fantastic art style present here, but also infested by all manner of things that go bump in the night, which you'll have to fight tooth and nail against in order to survive. Dithered also features branching story paths, which will alter the narrative depending on certain choices that you'll be called to make, thus leading to different endings. I cannot overstate how much I'm vibing with this game's presentation, and I'm looking forward to playing it. On that note, there's a playtest currently underway, so go to Steam and request access if Dithered speaks to you. Dithered is expected to come out on the 23rd of July 2026 and has been confirmed for PC.
OMG, are we gonna wishlist this one, Molly?
What did you think of these games? Did you already know about them? Are you planning to try any of them out? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'd also appreciate it if you could like, share and hype it, since it helps with its visibility. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you wish to find more new games, I have a ton more videos in this series on my channel, so go watch those as well. On a last note, a kind reminder that if you enjoy my content and wish to support the channel, you can do so by donating to my Patreon or my Ko-fi page, the links for which you can find in the video description. Until next time, Soulsborne Seeker out.